I'm ReAnn Gonzalez, a local El Paso mortgage broker with over 30 years of experience helping families buy homes here in El Paso and southern New Mexico. Today, I want to talk about VA home loans because here in El Paso and southern New Mexico with Fort Bliss, Holloman, right here in our community, this is one of the most important loan programs buyers need to understand. Okay, so now let's get into it. First thing I want every veteran and active duty buyer to know, a VA loan is not just a loan program, it is an earned benefit. The VA Home Loan Benefit was created to help eligible veterans, active duty service members, and certain surviving spouses buy, build, repair, retain, or adapt a home for their own personal occupancy. The VA does not usually lend the money directly. Instead, the VA guarantees a portion of the loan, which helps lenders offer strong financing options to eligible buyers. One of the biggest advantages of a VA loan is that many eligible buyers can purchase a home with zero down payment. That does not mean zero cash needed. You may still have closing costs, prepaid taxes, prepaid insurance, escrows, inspections, option fees, earnest money, and other items depending upon your contract and your loan approval. But the ability to buy without a required down payment can be a huge advantage, especially for military families moving into El Paso or buyers who are ready for homeownership but do not want to drain their savings. Another major benefit is that VA loans do not require monthly mortgage insurance. With many low down payment loan programs, mortgage insurance is added to the monthly payment. With a VA loan, there is no monthly MI. That can make a real difference in affordability. Now, VA loans do have something called a VA funding fee for most borrowers. This is a one-time fee paid to the Department of Veterans Affairs, and it can usually be financed into the loan. Some veterans are exempt from the funding fee, especially if they receive eligible VA disability compensation. This is one reason we always want to review your Certificate of Eligibility, also called your COE. Your COE tells the lender that you may qualify for the VA home loan benefits based on your service history or duty status. It also helps show your available entitlement. We can request your COE for you through the VA portal. Here is another point that creates a lot of confusion. VA does not set a minimum credit score, but that does not mean every lender has the same rules. Part of being the benefit of a broker is I have multiple lenders to work with. The VA buyers must meet credit, income, and occupancy requirements for both the VA and the lender. That means lender overlays may apply. Some lenders may want a 550 credit score, a 580, 600, or 620 credit score, while other situations may be reviewed differently depending on the full file. This is why it matters who you work with. A VA buyer should not be told no too quickly just because one lender has an overlay. Sometimes the answer is not that you cannot qualify. Sometimes the answer is that the file needs to be structured correctly or sent to the right lender. Let's also talk about VA loan limits. For buyers with full entitlement, there is generally no VA loan limit. That does not mean unlimited approval, though. You still have to qualify based on income, credit, debts, assets, and the property. But full entitlement may allow eligible buyers to purchase above the standard conforming loan limit without a required down payment if you qualify. For El Paso buyers, the bigger question is usually not what is the maximum VA loan. The better question is what monthly payment are you comfortable with and what price range actually fits your budget. That is where a good pre-approval matters. A strong VA pre-approval should look at your income, LES, disability income, if applicable, debts, residual income, cash needed, estimated taxes, insurance, and the real payment you can expect. In El Paso, taxes and insurance matter. A buyer needs to know the full monthly payment, not just principal and interest. Now, let's talk about the property. VA loans are for primary residences. The VA benefit is intended to help eligible buyers buy a home they will personally occupy. The VA also has occupancy requirements, and the home generally needs to be safe, sound, and sanitary. That does not mean the home has to be perfect, but if there are obvious safety or repair issues, the appraiser may call them out. Broken windows, exposed wiring, missing flooring, or health and safety concerns could become conditions that need to be addressed before closing. This is especially important when you are shopping resale homes. And for active duty buyers moving to El Paso, timing matters. If you are PCSing, buying before you arrive, or your spouse will occupy the home before you do, we want to talk through the details up front. VA loans can work very well for military moves, but the file needs to make sense and be documented correctly. Here are 3 things I recommend before you start shopping for a home with a VA loan. Number 1, get fully pre-approved before you go look at homes. Not just a quick online estimate, a real review of income, credit, assets, debts, and VA eligibility. Number 2, understand your cash needed. Even with zero down, you may still need money for inspections, earnest money, option fees, appraisal, closing costs, prepaid taxes, insurance, and escrows. Some of these items may be negotiated with the seller, but you need to know the numbers before you write the offer. Number 3, work with a lender and real estate agent who understand VA loans. A VA offer should not be treated like a weak offer. When structured correctly, a VA buyer can be a very strong buyer. The old idea that VA loans are harder, slower, or less desirable is outdated. The truth is, VA loans can close smoothly when the file is set up correctly from the beginning. So, if you are a veteran, active duty service member, or surviving spouse looking to buy a home in El Paso or southern New Mexico, do not assume you know what you qualify for. Let's review the numbers, your VA eligibility, and your options. I'm ReAnn Gonzalez, an El Paso mortgage broker with over 30 years of experience. If you are buying in El Paso, Texas, or New Mexico, I would be honored to help you understand your VA home loan options. Please subscribe to this channel for more mortgage and real estate tips.